Hello everybody, hope you guys are enjoying your day. Today we're going to be looking at this very large system which is going to be impacting areas into the Rockies and the Midwest with some very heavy snowfall and also some blizzard-like conditions. We're going to be going over that. We already have blizzard warnings in place there for western Nebraska and into eastern Wyoming. I'll be showing you that in just a minute. We're also going to be talking about your severe weather side of things today, and that's going to be going over Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Louisiana, and then through the southeast with some very strong severe weather. We'll be going over the Storm Prediction Center and then also some of your model forecasts. Today I don't have my snowfall and rainfall forecast. I'm not prepared to make that just yet because really there's a little bit still that needs to be decided between the models. There's a very thin band of some heavy snowfall, and where that places is going to be a big determiner and who sees the most snowfall. So that's why I'm still waiting on putting out my snowfall forecast. I'll most likely have that out tomorrow with my snowfall, rainfall, and storm track forecast out for you guys. So let's look at your current National Weather Service. We have some winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings there for California, Nevada, and Oregon, mainly those higher elevation regions in those states, as well as winter storm watches again for the higher elevations of Arizona. We have some air quality alerts there for Texas, Oklahoma, a little bit there of New Mexico as well, there for Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, and into Arkansas. Now we also have some flood watches in effect for areas into northeastern Texas, and some severe thunderstorm watches in effect for areas into northwestern Texas. Now, your main winter storm is going to be happening over Nebraska, South Dakota, Wyoming, where you have that blizzard warning in place where that red is. Winter storm watches, where those are most likely going to be upgraded to winter weather advisories or winter storm warnings in the coming hours, or maybe just 12 or 14 hours from now, we're going to see those be upgraded because this system is currently ongoing over areas into Wyoming and Colorado. You're already seeing a little bit of snowfall going on. Now, winter weather advisories a little bit there for southern Wyoming, but that's pretty much it. This is really going to be going on over this area that I'm highlighting right here, where you could be seeing some pretty good snowfall, and we're going to be going over that in today's video. So here's what your National Weather Service is putting out in terms of your snowfall, and you see we do have about 5 to 6 inches there for a pocket there in western Nebraska and then through southeastern Wyoming. Other than that, it looks like a pretty light 1 to 3 inch accumulation for the rest of you guys, but it's not going to be those accumulation that's really important, but it's really going to be those or significant. It's really going to be those winds and those blizzard-like conditions. You already have a little bit of snowpack there for northern parts of Wisconsin and northern Minnesota and eastern North Dakota, and you will get a little bit of wind, so definitely some blowing snow, definitely not out of the question. You also have a little bit of snowpack there for Nebraska and South Dakota, which we'll talk about in a little bit more detail later on in the video. Now, here's what the European model is putting out as far as precipitation out of this system. We do have those scattered showers, rain and snow over the Rockies come Thursday morning. Now, this would be by Thursday right around your commute time, and you're seeing a little bit of snow there on the northwestern side. Your system, or your low pressure system, would be over southernmost Nebraska, northernmost Kansas there, right where I put that L indicating the low pressure. You have snowfall where that blue is, and that would be for the Dakotas through Wyoming and then down through the spine of the Rockies. And this is really going to intensify once it passes by into eastern Kansas and Nebraska. It's really going to intensify, and you'll see that here. You see very heavy snowfall. Your low pressure system now in northeastern Kansas, and you're seeing some very heavy snowfall, moderate to heavy snowfall, and this is also going to be associated with some winds, which we'll talk about in just a second. This would be by Thursday night, and now getting through Friday early in the morning, you're seeing that snow. It's going to be a very fast mover. That's why you're only seeing at most 6 inches of snowfall in a lot of areas, just seeing a light 1 to 3 inch accumulation. But it's really going to be those winds that are going to cripple travel over these areas. This would be by Friday morning around your commute time, and it's pretty much all said and done and moving quickly away to the east. Now, here's your total snowfall out of this, and you're seeing maybe a couple pockets there, seeing 6 inches. Again, that very narrow band of heavy snowfall, most likely around half a foot, 5, 6, maybe 7 inches could be squeezed out here and there. But as you get into western and central Nebraska and also into the Rockies, you're seeing the bullseye of this system where it's really going to intensify over those areas and stay over those areas for maybe 12 to 18 hours at a time. Now, let's start looking at your blizzard-like conditions. Now, this is your current snowpack, and it's not that good. You've had a very warm winter, and you've seen your only real significant snowpack, except for maybe a light dusting here or there, is over areas into eastern parts of North Dakota, as well into the northern half of Minnesota and the northern third of Wisconsin, then getting through the UP of Michigan. Now, you do have a little bit of snowpack there on right around 2 to 3 inches of snowfall, and that's kind of in your bullseye area right here. So you could actually get a little bit of blowing snow, even if you don't get too much accumulation. I don't think you're gonna have too much of a blizzard over areas into Minnesota and Wisconsin and Iowa, just because you don't have that existing snowpack, and you're only gonna get maybe a half an inch of snowfall. So you don't really have any snow to blow around with that, and you're maybe only gonna see those blizzard-like conditions for maybe an hour or two, which technically won't fit blizzard criteria of over 3 hours of blizzard-like conditions. Now, here's your here's your wind gust or your sustained wind forecast. Now, this is going to be for Thursday, right when the system is happening or really originating. This will be by Thursday night, and you're seeing heavy or gusty winds. And really, once you get this is in knots, but you want above 35 mile per hour winds, and you're seeing anywhere over about that light green, which is about 30. That's about 35 miles per hour. So that's when you get into that light green, that's when you're really exceeding or meeting blizzard criteria. And I'll tell you, the European model is kind of on the weaker side of this system. A couple of other models showing a lot more gusty winds, but definitely I don't think it's going to be crazy gusty winds. Some models indicating around 40 knot winds. That would be very substantial, and maybe you could get one of those gusts to bring you very strong winds, but I don't think sustained winds will be extremely strong. But I do think you will have frequent gusts of over about 35, 40, maybe even 50 miles per hour. Now, this will be about Thursday night. Now, getting to Friday morning, it's starting to move out to the east. You do have some pretty gusty winds, so even if it doesn't meet blizzard criteria, your visibilities will probably be below a mile for many of these areas, and this would be by Friday morning. Now, getting through Friday afternoon, you're seeing really dying down, and this is when your snowfall is departing. So you'll probably have maybe a coating to 3 inches of snowfall on the ground by this time. So let's start looking at your severe weather side of things. Now, this is your Storm Prediction Center forecast, and you're seeing they're putting out a slight risk there for Central Texas in terms of tornadoes. This is really going to be not too big of a threat here. Only a 2% chance there for northern and central Texas. Wind, that's going to be more of your big threat, as well as hail. 15% chance there in central Texas, and then hail, you're seeing again 15% chance there in central Texas. Now, here, this is going to be for day 2. This one was for today, and now for tomorrow, which would be Wednesday, you're seeing a slight risk there for central Texas and also into western Oklahoma, and enhanced risk there as well for northwestern Texas, where you could actually have a lot of severe weather and more significant severe weather. Now, for tornadoes, this one looks to be a little bit more significant. 5% chance there in those browns, and that's for central and western Texas, and then through central and western Oklahoma. Wind looks like a pretty big threat here. 30% chance possibility there for north central Texas, and then for hail, you're seeing about a 15% chance there for Texas and Oklahoma. Now, this is going to be for Thursday, and this is a slight risk there, and this is 3 days out, so this definitely does have time to upgrade. You have in northeast Texas, northern Louisiana, just refreshed there, I apologize, southeast Oklahoma through much of Arkansas, a little bit there in Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, Illinois, and then into southeastern Missouri. You're seeing a slight risk there, and a probabilistic outlook, you're seeing about 15% chance there for those same region of seeing any type of severe weather. Now, something also that caught my eye, look at your day 4 severe weather. It says predictability too low, indicating that they're not, let's look at day 5, they're saying potential too low. So they did change the wording there. They're just, instead of putting a 50% or 30% chance, they're saying the predictability is too low, meaning that they don't have enough confidence to pinpoint where this is going to be, but they do think that there will be severe weather there. So it's just something that I picked up while I was looking through there. You see for day 5 and 6, they're putting a potential too low, meaning that they don't think there's going to be any severe weather. For day 4, they're putting a predictability too low. So something that very subtle there, but definitely indicates that Storm Prediction Center is keeping their eye out for this would be, I believe, on Friday. Now, let's look at your CAPE, and this is convective available potential energy, showing you how much energy you have in the atmosphere to produce these supercells and thunderstorms. And you see, as we get Tuesday night, you're seeing really sporadic thunderstorms. You want above 1,000 Cape for some strong or organized thunderstorms and supercells, and you're seeing a little bit of that through Texas and through Louisiana. These are very spotty showers, as you can tell by the nature of how this is shaping up. So it's not going to be that really strong line of straight line winds. It's going to be more of those kind of single thunderstorms, right? Pretty much by themselves, and I think they're going to really shape up behind each other. So you might actually get a line of thunderstorms to move through the same area over and over again. This would be by Wednesday morning, and now getting through Thursday morning, you're seeing that severe weather moving all the way up to where the snow is almost. So maybe we could crack out a little bit of thunder mixed in with that snow potentially over Nebraska. That would be interesting to see. And then through Kansas and Oklahoma, that's really your bullseyes while there for Texas as you get Thursday morning, and now getting through Thursday afternoon, and it's going to reshape as we get into Friday, a little bit weaker there, but you do see that line of thunderstorms move through the eastern United States, and it's pretty much all said and done with as we get into your early on in Saturday morning. Now, that is going to wrap up the video. Please consider liking the video, subscribing, and turn on notifications so you don't miss video when I do upload. Anyways, guys, that was Eli the Other Guy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.